Hi, hello, namaste, welcome back to our channel. My dear student, today topic is about pharynx. My dear student, so previous session I have explained about what is the respiratory system, what are the organs associated with the respiratory system, and what is about nasal cavity and their function. Let us see, today topic is pharynx. The continuous part of the nasal cavity is called as pharynx. Let us see what is a pharynx exact position and what is the associated organ association. So here it is telling the pharynx is part which is present just behind the mouth, as I told you, mouth and nasal cavity, and it is going to present just above the esophagus and larynx. So in between, so there is a larynx and there is a oral cavity or nasal cavity. In between, what is the track is there, what is the pipe is there, connection in between this part, that will be called as pharynx. And here, so what is the exact position of this? The length about 12 to 14 centimeter. The length of the pharynx will be for the human being the 12 to 14 centimeter. At the location of here, sixth cervical vertebra. As you know that vertebra is nothing but the spinal cord, the spines is there at the fifth sixth vertebra. There is the exact position of pharynx. So this is about location and things of pharynx. Let us see the organ association of the pharynx. As I told you, the anatomy in our medical profession, if you are going to write the exam, so within the anatomy, the association of the organ is very important. In that case, so for the pharynx, what is there for the superior, what are the organs are associated for the inferior or anterior, posterior, laterally. Let us see superior in the sense, for the pharynx, the superior base of skull, that is the superior it is going to present, and inferior, as I told you, the continuous part of the thing is esophagus, and anterior in front of the pharynx, that parts will be nose and mouth and larynx, whatever it may be. So here posterior, so behind the pharynx there is a tissue or vertebra will be present. So these are the organ association for the pharynx. Let us see the next one is the diagrammatic presentation. As I discussed for the previous session, this is a nasal cavity, this is a oral cavity. So here if you classified how many types of the pharynx, divisions of the pharynx, as I can say, so nasopharynx, oropharynx, laryngopharynx. How we can call as it is nasopharynx and oropharynx and laryngopharynx? I can say, so there is the three kinds of the parts. So there is a three parts of the pharynx are there. Nasopharynx. What is the meaning of nasopharynx? Nasopharynx is nothing but where the pharynx is present just behind the nasal cavity or just behind the nose, that will be called as nasopharynx. That's it. And next one is oropharynx. It is also the pharynx which is present just behind the mouth, oral cavity, that will be called as oropharynx. And laryngopharynx is nothing but the pharynx which is extending from oropharynx, so that is called as laryngopharynx. It is the continuous after the laryngopharynx, the continuous part will be larynx. So here, the based on the part, the based on location, the we have given the names for the pharynx. There is a three kinds of the divisions of the pharynx are there. You can see here nasopharynx, nasal cavity, oropharynx, oral cavity, and laryngopharynx, just it is a lies extending part of the larynx. So this is a diagrammatic presentation of the division of the pharynx. And next we can see what is the structure. So here there is a few layers and tissues is going to cover. The first one is, as I told you, so for every organ there is a few mucous membrane will be lining, and the fibrous tissue will be there, and it has elasticity of the nature, and smooth muscle also will be there. So these are the layers which is present for the pharynx. And what is the blood supply? For every organ there is a certain kind of the blood supplies are there, arterial or nose and vein blood supply. As you know that arterial blood supply is nothing but for the particular organ, whatever purified oxygenated blood is going to supplying, that will be called as arterial blood supply. And whatever the receiving of the after metabolism, the waste product, the carbon dioxide blood is going to receiving through the vein supply. What is the nerve? It is nothing but sympathetic or parasympathetic, the sensory or motor, the function will be occur. So what is the main organs, I mean arteries is going to supplying? So facial artery is going to supplying for the oxygenated blood for the pharynx, and facial vein is a vein supply, and as well as internal jugular vein also, this is the blood supply. And what is the nerve supply? Vagus nerve and glossopharyngeal nerves. So these are the two nerves is going to supply for the pharynx. So here you can see next one is the functions of pharynx. There is a few certain main functions are there. As we know that it is a passage for the air as well as food. The pharynx is a part which is going to allowing of the passage of air as well as food material also. And as we know that warming and humidification and main functions are taste. So how pharynx involving in the taste? There is a olfactory nerve endings are there. So here we can see olfactory is responsible for the tasting. So here olfactory nerve endings are there in the part of pharynx. So that's what it is including the part function of pharynx. And next one is hearing. So why it is within the pharynx? I am telling here is one of the function, because the auditory tube extending from the nasopharynx. So it is going to extending in the nasopharynx. So that's what it is one of the function of pharynx also. And protection. So how the pharynx will be act like a protecting, because there is a certain two things are there. The first one is which is having lymphatic tissue as well as which is having tonsil, so which is producing antibiotics, so sorry antibodies. So antibodies is nothing but protecting against the infection. So that's what it is a one of the function is protection. And next one is a speech. So why it is including in the speech? So it is a chamber sounds from the larynx. So larynx is having voice box, you know. So just below the pharynx it is having larynx. So just that's what it is including speech also one of the function of pharynx. So these are the main functions of pharynx. So by this theoretical part, if you are going to focus, what are the competitive exam point of view bits? The first one is what is the length of the pharynx? So they will ask in the CHO or ESR, whatever the competitive exams are there, they will ask in that. So what is the length of the pharynx? So that is the answer is 12 to 14 centimeters at the level of 6th cervical vertebra. So they will give multiple choice, multiple options they will give. In that you need to pick out this kind of the answer. This is the right answer. And what is the blood supply for the pharynx? As I told you, the arterial blood supply is a facial artery, the vein blood supply is a facial vein, and nerve blood supply is nothing but glossopharyngeal nerve. So if you understand my theoretical session, if you go through these competitive bits, definitely it will useful for your competitive exam point of view. So that's it today. About session is completed. So today I have discussed about the pharynx and what are the parts of the pharynx, what is the organ association of the pharynx, is it, what is the things, competitive bits will come under this topic. My dear students, if you want to follow my class, I am going to discuss here theoretically at the same time applicable in the competitive things also. So please follow, like and subscribe and share to your friends. By that they will get my knowledge. So until that, stay tuned. Thank you so much.